our topic for today is very important topic, that is Kohlrausch's law in electrolysis. This is the most difficult yet easy part in the electrolysis chapter. So before we study Kohlrausch's law, we have to know the law. What is the law? The molar conductivity at infinite dilution of an electrolyte is equal to the sum of the molar conductances of its cations and anions, with each conductance term multiplied by the number of respective ion present in the formula unit of the electrolyte. That means if I have a compound, for example, to be noted, students, this is a very basic misconception that molar conductance and equivalent conductances are same. Definitely not, because molar conductance is given by what? Molar conductance is given by lambda m. Okay, this is the molar conductance. Equivalent conductance is given by lambda equivalent. So these are not definitely equal, not equal to each other. So don't make the misconception of both of these are equal. No. So Kohlrausch's law deals with the molar conductivity and not the equivalent conductivity. It only deals with this molar conductivity. So before we start, I'm just giving you a basic example. That is, for example, if I take the example of HCl, okay? Taking the compound of HCl, I have to find the infinite dilution. What does this sign mean? This sign, so lambda m, we all know this is the molar conductance, molar conductivity. But since it has this infinite sign, that means the molar conductivity of the electrolyte. What electrolyte? This HCl electrolyte at infinite dilution. So we have to find the molar conductivity of HCl at infinite dilution. What does it said in the law? It is the sum of the positive and negative ions, that is the cations and anions. Here, students, we know here in HCl, obviously the H is the cation and Cl is the anion. So we can write it as lambda m is equal to lambda m. I'm so sorry, it won't be lambda m. We can write this as lambda H plus sum of the cation plus lambda Cl minus sum of the anion. We can write it similarly in the same way. We can take the molar conductivity of infinite dilution for barium chloride solution as well. Okay, since this is a too long solution, okay, let me just thin the size of the pen. In the same way, students, we can write the molar conductivity of the barium chloride solution. Okay, so for barium chloride solution, we have lambda infinite for BaCl2 is given by what? It is given by lambda Ba 2 plus Ba 2 plus 2, because the, you know, why is this 2 coming? Okay, 2 lambda Cl minus. Why have I write this 2 first? Because it is already said in the law that the respective ion is multiplied per conductance and it comes in front of the electrolytic conductance. So this becomes this. If I take the example of a more difficult electrolytic conduction or infinite dilution of CH3COOH. If I take this example, for CH3COOH, what is the negative and positive part? We have to first analyze that. What is the negative part? CH3COO is the negative part, while H is the positive part. Since we have analyzed the negative and positive parts, we have to sum up the negative and positive part together. So lambda H plus, because positive first, then lambda H plus plus lambda CH3COO minus. This is the molar conductivity of infinite dilution of CH3COOH of acetic acid. So is this clear? The way we are doing it, first we have done what? We have taken the molar conductance of two substances, that is the electrolytes first. In this case, what we have done, in this case we have taken the lambda m value as del H plus HCl in case of HCl. Similarly, in the same, we have done the value for BaCl2. Barium chloride is the barium is the positive ion, chloride is the negative ion. Since 2 is the respective ion multiplied at each ion, it comes in first of the conductance, and therefore the 2 has come before Cl minus here. Next, in case of acetic acid also, since it is a weak monobasic acid, in case of acetic acid, what has happened is lambda infinite means molar conductance of acetic acid at infinite dilution is given by lambda H plus, since H is the positive ion, and CH3COO minus, since it is the negative ion or the anion, and therefore it comes together as this way. So is this part clear? Next we move on to the application of Kohlrausch's law. It is very similar with the one we have studied just now. Applications include applications. So what applications? Number one, we have 3 applications in the book given, but only one is need to be studied. That is the determination of the molar conductivity at infinite dilution. That is determination of molar conductivity of infinite dilution, this value for a particular electrolyte. Now what happens if a weak electrolyte is given? This is determination. Now students, we have to note that this is only applicable for a weak electrolyte, not a strong electrolyte. Why? Because this is only applicable for a weak electrolyte, because in this case we take 3 strong electrolytes in order to determine the molar conductivity of infinite dilution at infinity. For this weak electrolyte, we take 3 strong electrolytes, which I am going to explain now. Okay, so let me take the example of acetic acid, CH3COO. Let me take this example, acetic acid. We have studied the molar conductivity at infinite dilution of CH3COOH is given by what? Lambda H plus, since it is a positive ion, plus lambda CH3COO minus, since it is the negative ion. To be noted, when I am writing the lambda values here, I will not give the infinity sign here, because it is only for the electrolyte that is to be denoted. Next, I have written this way, but these values I cannot write, the determination. I cannot determine, because H plus value though I know, but what about the CH3CO minus value? That value I don't know. So in this case, we take 3 particular strong electrolytes. For this compound, we have taken the strong electrolyte, 3 strong electrolytes. Those are NaCl, CH3COO, Na, the sodium acetate. As these 3 compounds we have taken, this is number 1, this is number 2, and one more we have taken, that is HCl. This is number 3. So these 3 compounds we have to arrange in such a manner that the above this portion, that CH3CO minus value, I can get it. So with this, what we can do is, how I will manage it? Number 1, in order to get the value of H plus and CH3CO minus, what I'll do, I'll just rearrange this manner, these electrolytes in such a manner that H plus CH3CO minus comes. How will I do it? Now just look at these very carefully. So what I'll do is lambda, okay, let me do it with, what I'll do, lambda molar for CH3COOH is given by lambda infinity to the power H plus lambda infinity to the power Cl minus, plus lambda infinity to the power, for this value we take CH3CO minus, plus lambda infinity to the power H plus, minus, we'll take HCl now, that is lambda infinity to the power H plus, oh no, not, I'm so sorry, not HCl, because HCl is already taken, right? So now we'll take the NaCl value, that is lambda infinity to the power Na plus lambda infinity to the power Cl minus. This is my NaCl value. So these three strong I know the value of these three strong electrolytes. Now what will happen? The fun part is this value, this Cl, wait 1 minute. So this Cl gets cancelled. I need to find the value of H plus CH3CO minus, right? So CH3CO minus, that means this Cl gets cancelled. This Na and one more Na was there. This Na gets cancelled, and this H plus this Na gets cancelled. Where is my H plus? Okay, so what I'm left with, H plus CH3CO minus. Is this clear? So I'll write this as lambda H plus lambda, this is to the infinite dilution, plus lambda CH3COO minus. This is what I've got the result after doing these three particular values. Also to be noted, this value means lambda infinity of CH3COOH is equal to lambda infinity of HCl plus lambda infinity of CH3COONA minus lambda infinity of NaCl. So since the values of HCl, CH3COONA and NaCl are known and they are strong electrolytes, so molar conductivity of acetic acid can be calculated easily. Is this portion clear? So this is all that we have to know about this Kohl-Rosch's law part. This is very basic, students. Like, if you just find it easier, just let me know. Okay, thank you.